welcome back to my channel. As you can tell from the title of this video, I wanted to do kind of a challenge to myself of waking up every morning at 5 a.m. to get some knitting in. For me personally, waking up at 5 a.m. is actually pretty normal. I would say actually nearly every day I do. This past week, I've been sleeping into like 6 or 6:30 just because I've been staying up a little bit later. So I wanted to really actually set an alarm, get up at 5 a.m. Usually my body wakes up already then, but I just go back to sleep. So I wanted to make sure that I actually got up at 5 a.m. and went and did knitting. Sometimes when I wake up, I work out or I do my Bible or journal or read or something like that. So I wanted to really focus, you know, set aside an hour and a half to do some knitting. So this morning I did, and so I wanted to do this challenge for the next few days and just kind of document my process with that. It is a little bit later in the day in the morning. It's about 9:30 right now. My husband went out to the gym this morning. He went to work out and he came back with some coffee, which was a very fun surprise, always much needed. It is Friday morning. So yeah, I got up like 5:15 I think this morning. I made some coffee and I just did some knitting last night. I actually ended up staying up pretty late, which is why I was really tired this morning. It was raining last night, like hard raining like all night long. And so that was it was so fun. So we had the door open. We were watching some of The Bachelor and we were just enjoying the evening. We had some ice cream. And so I was just doing a lot of knitting. And so I ended up staying up pretty late to do some knitting. I've been working on a blanket and then I got up this morning to do that. Ava also decided to get up a little bit early this morning, more earlier than normal. So she is down for a nap right now and I've been trying to get her on one nap. Some days it's one nap, some days it's two. So I'm just kind of honestly taking it a day at a time. So anyways, yeah, she is getting her nap in and I have an entire list of things that need to get done throughout the house. But I've been on such a roll with knitting this blanket that I really want to just spend like, I don't know, 10-20 minutes knitting and then kind of getting everything done that needs to get done. So yeah, I just wanted to do this fun little challenge and just get up every morning at 5 and knit, whether it's 30 minutes, an hour, you know, just kind of take some time in the morning for myself to do some crafting. So that is what this challenge will be. So I am excited to kind of see how much knitting I can get done. Obviously, I'm going to be knitting if I can throughout the day or at night. So the progress on this blanket, which would probably be the primary project. So the progress won't be just from knitting in the mornings. It'll be from collective knitting throughout the day. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of take you along with me and do some knitting every morning at around 5 a.m. So I had a lot of fun this morning. Like I said, that is pretty kind of normal for me, but I just kind of wanted to document it, just make a fun challenge for myself. So yeah, that is it. So I'm gonna go drink my coffee, do like a few minutes of knitting, and then get started with everything that needs to happen around the house today. So it's still Friday, a little bit later in the day. Ava is hitting out Valentine's to all of her cousins. She has 19 cousins, I think. So we've got all the Valentines ready to go. So I need to go to the post office actually, but I realized I never talked about the blanket pattern that I am doing. I had showed in my last vlog a blanket pattern that I was doing. And I was telling my sister that I had switched it. She's like, why? And I was like, well, some yarns, which I'm sure you all understand, when you're making a project, some yarns just don't fit that project. And you're like, this is not the right project for this yarn. So that's what I was feeling with that blanket. So I went ahead and switched patterns. And like I said, I realized I hadn't shown you what it was. So I'm going to pull it up. It's a free pattern on Purl Soho. And this is what it looked like. It's the Prism blanket. So this is kind of what it looks like. So yeah, that's the Prism blanket. Like I said, free pattern on their website. And it's really, really cute. And so I am still using the same yarn from the other blanket and just going to use it for this new blanket. So I started this yesterday and I've already done one square. I need 20 squares. So it takes me, it looks like I can maybe do like maybe 1.5 in a day. So yeah, it's gonna take me all month to work on this. But I went ahead, yeah, like I said, I did one square. So this is what I have so far. But yeah, so this is kind of what it is. And then what you do is you just kind of join as you go. And so yeah, so the next color I think will be purple. But I'm having so much fun. It is such a fun pattern. Like it's so fun. I love the material. It's just pure knit. It is a corner to corner. So I started here on the pink and you just increase and then decrease. And so super easy easy, so much fun. It's just, I'm having so much fun with this pattern. So that is the blanket that, like I said, I'm working on, and that's the one that I will be working on throughout this whole vlog, this whole challenge of getting up at 5 a.m. to do some knitting. So obviously I'll work throughout the day on the same blanket when I can, but yeah, I just wanted to show you the pattern and kind of the progress. Yeah, I started this yesterday afternoon, and so it takes maybe about an hour and a half to do one color. So yeah, it probably is about a 3-hour process to do one square. So some days I might be able to work for an hour, some days not. It just kind of depends. Is that funny? Is that funny? What are you doing with it? Is it locked? So yeah, that's just the update for today. We do, like I said, need to go to the post office and the bank, and the house needs a lot of TLC today. So that's kind of the focus of where we're at. That is just what we're up to for this Friday. So I will see you tomorrow morning. Talking really quiet because everyone is sleeping. Let's get some coffee and go do some knitting. Watching a YouTube knitting podcast, and it is Earth Tones Girl, and it's really fun. It's so fun just sitting here knitting, working on my blanket, watching a knitting podcast, drinking coffee. Yeah, this is nice. Though I stayed up really late last night doing knitting, so it was a challenge getting up, but I did it. But I'm very tired. Okay, so it is currently later in the day, Saturday. The dishwasher is going. So if you hear that, that is what is happening. My husband did so much cleaning today. He did the kitchen and vacuum, so the house is definitely much better. Also, yes, I did wear this shirt yesterday. I am an outfit repeater, so. Okay, so it's like 9:30, Ava's down for a nap, and I just want to do like this quick little like kind of chit chat here. So as you saw, I was frogging something, and you know what, it's fine. So I have one square, and I had completed full other square this morning. I had done a purple and a white square, or triangle, and so I had 2 full squares completed. I finished it this morning, and it was just opposite. It was wrong. I had joined the wrong side, and I just didn't catch it until I was looking at it and the triangles were not lining up. And so then I asked my husband if it would be very obvious, like if one square was kind of turned but all the other ones were in line, and he was like, yeah, it'd be pretty obvious. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna frog it. I'm just gonna kind of start over, and that's kind of where I'm at. It is definitely frustrating just because I spent so much time on it, and I definitely did not want to start over, but I know that that was the right thing to do just because I do, you know, I do want this blanket to look good. Even though I have been spending a lot of time on it, I still want it to look right. So yeah, starting over was the right thing to do, so that's what I did. So while Ava is sleeping, I'm going to keep knitting and kind of starting over, and you know, this blanket will definitely be a labor of love, and it will also be a long time process. Like obviously I'd love to have it completed by the end of the month, but we'll see if that happens. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of say where I'm at with the blanket itself. But I've been having fun getting up at 5 in the mornings. Obviously this is day 2, and I do get up early already, so that's not more so what it is. I think more so the challenge of this for me is like setting my alarm, getting up and having a dedicated time, rather than it being waking up when my body wakes up, which is usually around 6, kind of like a normal time for me to get up. And this is kind of forcing myself to have an hour and a half of a routine of whatever that looks like. For this specific challenge, it's going to be knitting, whether it's getting up and reading my Bible, doing some reading, journaling, you know, working out, whatever it is, but just having a very structured routine is very nice, and I'm really enjoying that. Despite being sleepy in the mornings, it's been really nice just kind of having the set time and kind of forcing myself to get up even if I don't want to. So it's definitely been very, very nice, and I definitely highly recommend. And I know 5 is early, but you know, Ava got up about 7 today, so I really did have, like, by the time I got up, you know, brushed my teeth, made coffee, like I started about 5:30, so I really did have like an hour and a half of, you know, specific time to do whatever I was wanting to do. And so, you know, like I said, for this challenge is knitting, and so that's been very nice. Obviously it's frustrating with all of the work that I put in this morning, having to start all the way over, but it's definitely going to be worth it in the long run for this blanket. I was only 2 squares in. I'm glad that I did kind of start over. So I just wanted to do a little bit of a, you know, check-in here. It is Saturday. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. And yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of some knitting, trying to catch up on the restart here of this blanket, and just see what I can get done. But I just wanted to just pop in and kind of let you know what is going on. Early in the morning, I'm about to obviously do some knitting. Hopefully you can hear me. The coffee's brewing. I'm going to watch something and keep working on my blanket. I again stayed up pretty late last night, so definitely a struggle getting up this morning. But as a parent, the night hours are like what you have to yourself, so it's kind of like I just wanted to just do a lot of knitting. I am so glad that I started over on this blanket. It's definitely so much worth it. So I'm really glad that I started over. So I'm going to be just doing some knitting this morning and just enjoying the chilly morning and cozy morning. It's been nice. I very much have enjoyed this kind of scheduled time to do what I want. And this is nice. a.m. Ava's down for her nap, and I thought I would just sit down and do a little bit of knitting, do a little bit of a catch up. Did I say it's Sunday? It's Sunday. I got up at 5. Been great. I've been very much enjoying it. This morning and yesterday morning, it was definitely a challenge getting up. I was very tired, but I did it. But I cast on another new project, of course. I've been working on my blanket, so let me show you that. I'm working on a new color. So this is kind of what I have with the blanket so far. And that is definitely going to be a long-term project, but I wanted to do something a little bit more faster, a little bit more of some instant gratification. So I cast on the beginnings of a little scarf. It's gonna be kind of like the Sophie scarf from Petite Knit, but it's not that one specific. I found a free pattern because I didn't want to pay anything, and this is from The Simple Thing, or it's called The Simple Thing, I think, by Heathland Knits. So this is kind of what the scarf hopefully will look like. I've never done like an I-cord cast on or anything like that, and the pattern was really confusing. I could not figure it out. I spent like way too long trying to figure it out. And so Very Pink Knits has a I-cord cast on tutorial, so I ended up doing hers. So it did kind of look a little bit different. So it does have like a little kind of divot there, but I think that'll be okay. And honestly, kind of in her pattern, it looks like she's got a little bit one too. Kind of hard to see, but looks like she's got a little bit of a kind of divot for the cast on. So maybe that's normal. But anyway, so I just wanted to kind of do a little bit of check-in, do a little bit of knitting, just kind of let you know what's going on. I don't remember if I said or not, but we're going to the zoo today, so I'm really excited. So once Ava gets up, we're gonna eat, get ready, and head out to the zoo. I just like smacked my leg. My husband went out and got some coffee this morning. We usually get coffee on the weekends, so I'm gonna drink that. I'm just gonna work on this scarf, do some knitting, and I'm just really excited. I had my husband get down some of my yarn, which I did show you, just because I wasn't sure which yarn I wanted to do for this scarf. It is a DK weight scarf, and so I had this kind of like acrylic nylon pink yarn in my stash, so I thought I would go ahead and just use that. And I thought I'd go ahead and just make a new project. And this one will be fun because hopefully I can get it finished quickly. It's always fun working on like a long-term project because I know once I finish the blanket, it will be very satisfying, but it's also very satisfying finishing something quickly. So yeah, I'm gonna make this little scarf and just enjoy this morning, probably turn on a YouTube video or something like that and just enjoy. I'm coming on here to close off this whole vlog challenge video thing here. So it is Monday mid-morning. This morning I got up at 5 and did some knitting, and I just kind of wanted to wrap up this video just because I know it's already getting really long and I need to edit it and get it out. I just wanted to kind of sit down and just kind of reflect on the past few days. First off, I just wanted to do a little bit of a update. So I was working on a scarf that I started yesterday. I ended up frogging it and starting over. I ended up picking up the Sophie scarf pattern from Petite Knit. The pattern that I was previously working that I had shown you, the scarf was actually going to end up being pretty wide, and I did not want a wide scarf. I wanted more of a narrow scarf, so I went ahead and just bit the bullet. I bought the Petite Knit pattern, which was like under $5, but still I was like, I don't want to pay for this when it should be pretty easy. But I went ahead and did, and I'm glad I did. I've never done a Petite Knit pattern, but it was so easy, and I've never done an I-cord edging, and that was so easy. She explained it so well. So I'm already over halfway through with the scarf. I just am working on the decrease and that's it. So it's going to be kind of a smaller, thinner scarf. Let me actually pull up a picture without showing the pattern. So this is kind of what it is going to look like. I think it's really cute. I have tons of yarn that would work really well for it. It does not take much yarn at all. So I'm going to just spend a few minutes here doing some knitting. This morning's been productive. We've been doing like cleaning the bathrooms and the laundry and like all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to take a few minutes to sit and knit, but I just kind of wanted to do a little bit of a kind of recap over the past few days. So yeah, I've been getting up at 5. I guess I'm already a early riser, especially having a baby. Prior to having a child, I would get up about 6:30, and then once Ava was born, it was just no sleep at all. And then once she got on a schedule, I would get up maybe around 6, sometimes 5:30. The past few weeks have just been getting up whenever. So this challenge was really good for me, just to kind of really stick to a schedule and give myself a challenge, honestly, of getting up and creating a structured routine in a way. It was really nice. There were 2 days, Saturday, it might have just been Saturday. It was a pretty rough day. I ended up taking a nap that day. So I think days like that, I would have rather listened to my body and just given myself a little bit more sleep, just because I had been staying up late. But typically I really do enjoy getting up early, and getting up at 5 was just a little bit more of a push rather than like 5:30 or 6, which is kind of more the average time for me. So getting up at 5 really pushed myself, and it gave myself an extra half hour or so to do more. So these past few days I've been focusing on knitting, but going forward I'm going to try to keep up with the 5. I'll listen to my body, see if I need to, you know, get a little bit more sleep, just because with a child you are just very busy and tired. Yeah, so going forward I will kind of create this morning routine. It's really nice knowing, okay, I have an hour and a half to 2 hours in the morning to do what I want to do or need to do, whether I use that time to work on household things, read my Bible, journal, read, knit, work out. I think that will be really nice to kind of create a very more structured schedule / routine in the mornings, rather than just kind of getting up, seeing how much time I'll have before Ava is up, and that will kind of determine what I get done. So I definitely recommend kind of pushing yourself, getting up early, giving yourself just that kind of morning window of getting things done, or just relaxing, drinking coffee. Like, it's very, very nice, especially before the rest of the family gets up. It's nice just kind of having that quiet time. And so that has been very nice and very therapeutic in a way, in spite of being tired. It's very nice. So definitely something I recommend, definitely something I'm going to continue doing going forward, and just enjoying the extra time in the morning to do what I want or need to do. So all of that to say, thank you so much for watching this video, for watching me put myself through a challenge, using this time to work specifically on knitting projects. So for this little window of my day, I'm going to do some knitting and work on this scarf, and then I am going to get back to working on my blanket. That is just more of a long-term project, so it is nice having a quick knit just to kind of whip up and feel accomplished with completing something. But yeah, after I finish the scarf, I will be working on the blanket. But that's going to be it for this video. I'm sure it is a little bit long. I have not even begun to edit it. But thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.